just as you were sharing that, I was thinking, we're talking about how Islam kind of integrates, into mythology and how religious society presents. And I was just wondering, have you come across any particular case studies that you can share that can highlight where does this come from? Because I'm sure a lot of people who are struggling with religious OCD just have to tell why.
Yeah.
Why am I struggling with it? Where does it come from?
Yeah, I know this is a really, really important question. So maybe we can just kind of talk about distinguishing normal from abnormal OCD or waswasa. And this is what I want to talk about as well. Waswasa is whispers that come from shaitan, generally call it waswasa. And um, and they do come from the shaitan, so we believe that these are metaphysical whispers or voices that come from the shaitan. But they come in, and everybody experiences it, like every Muslim experiences to some degree, right? Like the Prophet ﷺ said, shaitan usually, it's I can mention it them, right? That shaitan kind of flows in the body of the human being like the blood and bloodstream, right? And so shaitan is going to whisper, right? And there's a specific shaitan for prayer and wudu, for example. That's a sign. And so shaitan will come and make these whispers, but for the average person, you kind of shake it off. They get the feeling and they realize, oh, this is what's of shaitan. This doesn't make sense. And they don't proceed to repeat the wudu. But there are some individuals who may have a propensity to being slightly more nervous or anxious and a little bit more, OCD-ish, some I can say individuals who are preoccupied with rituals that, pre-existed maybe affecting their religiosity, not stepping on cracks and making sure that everything has to be a certain way and checking things over and over again and reaching rituals. And for those people who have this propensity, shaitan comes and whispers this, and then they think, oh no, it's a catastrophe. There's truth to this, and I need to respond to this.
It's because those construct related to the religious.
Yeah, and they magnify it, and they respond to it. And the difference between the average person and the person who doesn't experience OCD is that people, just general, also says we all have, just kind of shake it off. Like sometimes I tell my patients, I say, the difference between you and I is not that we don't have, it's not that I don't have similar thoughts that you do. And then he said, you also have intrusive evil thoughts. And I said, yeah. And then he said, oh, I think I came to the wrong psychologist. It's like, it sounds like you also have such issues.
Right.
I said, no, everybody has these thoughts, but the difference between you and I is that I'm not afraid of them. Like they just occur as background noise. That's shit. This was a shit line. Whereas for you, they're imminent, they're a danger, they're a threat. So you're afraid of your own thoughts. You're afraid of the thoughts that go with your mind. That's a fundamental difference. So you're very sensitized to this, and then you respond to it, which creates this kind of vicious cycle. So it oftentimes people have somewhat of a genetic predisposition. Not always. It may also be environmentally induced, like somebody grew up in a very restrictive family or an abusive family, or they may have grown up in an environment that was kind of very conducive to obsessive compulsive kinds of behaviors. Their mom was doing this a lot, or an uncle was doing this a lot. That was a learned behavior, right? And so it can vary to a degree, but oftentimes people have sort of some way of being trained or habituated to respond to distress this way, and that they learn to react with some set of compulsions or rituals to extinguish the anxiety that they feel.
And that learning kind of has impacted every facet of their life and so on. So it's kind of like a process of unlearning a lot of things that you might consciously picked up.
Absolutely. Why don't we?
So I feel like that's a lot of information that can make you feel a bit hopeless.